Hi, I'm Kara McLean Burke, and I am playing the roles of Gulch and Wicked Witch of the West, as well as Aunt Em and Glinda, and I'm sharing those roles with
Rhonda Hewitt, and ditto to what she just said.
Hi.
Hi.
We just had a matinee, so I still have a little green.
We're still in decompression mode
Yeah.
after a full week.
Full week of, long week of Wednesday to Sunday shows with two yesterday.
Yeah.
It's been a really great experience for me. It's been a lot. Everybody seems to be having a lot of fun right now that we've settled into the show. The audiences have been wonderful and very receptive.
It's been very fun to see little kids in the audience. I don't think I've been in a show in a long time to see littles out there, 5, 6-year-olds enjoying it and family show in that way.
What's your favorite out of all four?
Well, one I didn't think I'd like at all. I thought, oh, this is the boring one. I was Aunt Em.
Yeah.
I really didn't find, I thought, okay, I'll audition for it, but out of the four. But I've grown to really like that role because I think it matches a little bit of my own background. I'm from the Midwest. My mom was in a tornado where the family lost everything.
Really?
And Aunt Em reminds me of my grandmother's. My dad grew up on a farm. So I remember going to the farm. So there's sort of that connection that I suddenly, through rehearsal, kind of found I had that. So it elevated it. Maybe because it was so surprising. It went from like last to up there to like really fascinating for me. How about you?
I think Wicked Witch of the West has been my favorite to play. I don't usually get cast in the baddie roles in that way. And it's just really, really juicy. At first, I felt a little intimidated because of the movie and Margaret Hamilton being one of my favorite performances. But then we found our own way with it. We had our play is very, very different. I found that the character is written in a much more funny way than it is in the movie, of course. She's still scary, I think, but she yucks it up a lot, and I like that, and I liked connecting with both of those sides of that character.
There's a lot more text that the Wicked Witch has than the movie. I think Margaret Hamilton was maybe only in 8 minutes of the film itself. And you still get the iconic lines. And I remember us having a chat towards the beginning of both being nervous of that. The pressure of such iconic roles and just the delivery of some of those iconic lines. And then the other scale of that is our own interpretations, wanting to be our own, but also we need to kind of still have the same flavor. So we're not, the other actors aren't seeing two gargantuan different interpretations of the same role. So it's tricky.
Yeah, it is tricky. We would do things slightly different in the technical way, that somebody would be like, well, you do this, and then let's make it consistent at least so that everybody knows what to expect. So we definitely had that challenge in sharing the roles.
Yes. There were some things that I remember I would see you're doing very early on, doing Gulch, and I was like, oh, I like that. So sometimes I would riff off of.
Same.
And with Gulch, the one night we were doing like a lot of barnyard animal noises in Lighthouse. And I suddenly, out of nowhere, came the voice for me for Gulch, where it's like, is that you skulking by the barn? And suddenly it's just sort of like this bird kind of weird thing was happening. But it was fun to sort of discover it on our own. But also see someone else play the same role and really the joy of seeing their own interpretation of it too.
And help each other out with that too.
We did a lot of that.
But what I love about it is being able to be there for each other. Like we check each other's, you got your props, you got your, so, we help each other out.
Yeah, even when it's not our track, we're still going, you got your fireball? When I'm doing Glinda, that's your prop to do, but we're kind of, then that's
like having a partner,
personality partnership going on. And I enjoy Glinda too. I think I like Glinda because there's a flair of sort of wackiness about her, that there's sort of like a demented kind of quirky quality about her. I fell down a Glinda rabbit hole on YouTube that there's a big discussion about if Glinda plans to kind of manipulate the situation or not. And there's a little bit of that sort of quirkiness about her that I think is fun to play.
Yeah.
You know, whether she, oh, you killed that witch. Okay, there's another one that
you can get rid of for me.
And I'm not going to tell you can go back to Kansas at the beginning. You know, we'll just see how far we can kind of
make you work
take this. There's a little bit of that.
That's interesting.
Sort of bizarreness about Glinda that I liked playing into that.
And why doesn't she tell her about the other witch? She's like, oh yeah, that was her sister. I forgot. There's a whole other witch. Yeah.
One thing that always pulls me back to live arts is how unique it is. You know, that it is sort of a community theater, but it has this sort of regional rep. That people really are serious artists and they want to do good work, and that's always pulled to me. And I really appreciate that artistry when I see it, whether it's on stage or behind stage.
I love watching everybody problem solve and you know, because it's all us. And that was I remember that happening in the rehearsal process where John really gave everybody wanted everybody to really own it and you know, help make the decisions that you end up seeing on stage.
Because it was unique because we had two directors. Because John doesn't live in the area anymore. So out of necessity, we all had to kind of embrace it.
Yeah, I'm really proud of everybody. My daughter Erin is also in it, and that's been really special for me to have her here.
The first time you've both have worked together?
Yeah.
How has that been like?
It's been wonderful. Oh my God, it's been, well, not only just having more time with her because she's 16 and pretty special to have time in the car and extra time, and then sharing this experience and having her able to be with my friends too, and just really shine. She took on a lot of leadership roles, helped being a dance captain, and seeing her mature and find her voice in a group of adults and in a play was pretty great.
So please come see Wizard of Oz at Live Arts
From November 22nd to December 15th.